So you are now in day 6 of the Vet Your Spending Challenge. And this has been the first 6 days that I think no one has probably been expecting, but I'm pretty sure that you're finding so much value out of going through this process. So when we think about what we've been covering thus far, I've been sharing a lot in terms of not only my own personal stories, but also allowing you to tap into your memories and tap into those very things that you might have experienced in your childhood as well. It's imperative that we go back, and it's imperative that we listen to our younger selves. And it's also important that we speak to our younger self. I remember when I started my debt elimination journey, it was something that allowed me to make a decision instantly because of one exercise that I did. This one exercise allowed me to discover that I was making all of this money in terms of my income, but I didn't even have $10 in my bank account. And when I saw this comparison and I realized, like, whoa, where's all of my money going? What is going on? I began to backtrack and ask myself where the money was going. So to make things short, I literally found myself in over $365,000 of debt. And this was before the age of 30. And I didn't understand how I was making the amount of income that I was making, but I couldn't even keep $10 in my bank account. So realizing that all of my monies were going to debt payments and so forth and spending, one of the things that I did when I started my debt elimination journey was to cut back completely. And it was harsh. It was snap. It was just like, whoop, light switch, done. Anything I was doing before, not doing anymore. But let's talk about how that tied into the holiday season. So I didn't realize that the things that I was experiencing, or I didn't realize that the things that I had gone through in my life when I was younger, and even how I operated in my finances as an adult, it was essentially, I was in a dysfunctional emotional relationship with money because I was calling on those things that I didn't feel worthy of receiving, because I was thinking back on all of those times of disappointments, because I was thinking of, I'm not even going to ever get whatever it is that I want from somebody else. So I need to make sure that I'm able to do it for myself. And I need to make sure that I'm going to be able to do it for others. And so if that meant that I had to max out my credit cards, if that meant I had to spend all of my money, if that meant I had to borrow in order to do so, then that's exactly what I did, because I wanted to feel the love from them that I didn't feel for myself. I've shared with you all on several occasions that I've gone through personal development, and that was actually what allowed me to identify the fact that I had a dysfunctional emotional relationship with money. Because when I look back at it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so dysfunctional. I am spending, I am buying because I want somebody to love me, because I don't have the audacity to love myself. I don't have the confidence enough to love myself. I don't have the willingness enough to know that the Lord that loves me the most is all that I need. And I don't need external validation from anybody. Can I get a witness in the comments? You better comment. You better comment if you're with me. But what I want to do before I get deeper into this conversation is I want to take you back to my growth work. So last night, I had you all go into the exercise of speaking to your adult self as a result of you going into writing to your younger self the night before during day 4. So one thing that you all know, and that you should be privy to by now, is that I'm absolutely a student of my own work. So the things that I create, the exercises that I design, I do them myself. So I want to read to you all the letter that I wrote to me. This growth work assignment for me this year was just like extremely powerful. So, sidebar, before I go into reading this, I always compare. So I'll look at what I did this time around, and I'll go back and look at what I did the last time around to see how much it changed, and then see if there was any correlation, because I just like to connect the dots. That's just me. But there was so much that came up just in me submitting my growth work. And when I did this letter, I'm telling you, was so eye-opening, because I had a revelation that I never had before. And before I read my letter, I just have to give a huge clap it up. DDTV fam, please put the praise emojis in the chat. Please put the praise emojis in the comments. Please put the get up and shouts in the comments, because you all deserve to be acknowledged for the work that you are doing inside of this challenge. Not only your letters to your younger self, but your letters to your adult self had me over here praying. Your letters to your adult self had me over here excited. Your letters to your adult self had me thanking God for what's coming to you all on the other end if you just continue to press through. So if I can just acknowledge you for not only writing your letters, for emailing me your letters. Come on, somebody. Y'all wrote y'all letters out and you put it inside the growth work portal. I said, look at these people. Look at your children of God, Lord. They are doing the work. And I am praying, Lord, that whatever it is that they stepped into this space to get, that, Lord, you're going to give it to them. And you're going to give them the strength to get to the other side, to keep pursuing through. Because I'm telling you, y'all letters were amazing. And even those who did the challenge last year, y'all had to say, wait a minute, I don't even think I stretched myself enough. Let me go back and do day 4. And then for those of you who did the challenge last year and you came back and you did your growth work for day 5, you said, ooh, that letter, powerful. So I have to celebrate you guys before I read my letter, because that thing was good. That thing lifted my whole entire spirit on today and on a Sunday. Can I get a witness? Amen. Okay, so I'm going to read my letter to you all, if you don't mind me doing so, because I feel like it's important for me to express what my conversations are with myself, just to let you know, even as a facilitator, I'm not perfect. Even as a facilitator of this challenge, I'm not perfect. And I had some doubts and I had some fears and I have a lot of things that I'm still working through, even as a grown adult. So here we go. Hopefully y'all can see me okay. I try to put my hat on. Shout out to Family Matters. Team Davis in the building. All right. Dear adult Sophia, aka So-So. My name is So-So, in case you didn't know so. You are a grown adult now, and you have accomplished many, many things in your life. Looking at your childhood holiday experiences and reflecting on that Black baby alive you wanted so badly, when you didn't get it that year, it created a letdown moment where you decided to lower your bar and lower your expectations of what you could get in life. You allowed that experience, coupled over the years of many other letdown moments, to create doubt in your abilities and doubt in what you are actually capable of having and or achieving. Despite those letdowns, you've blossomed into a quite responsible, strategic, loving, caring, and giving woman. However, you allowed those letdown moments in life to also cause you to be manipulated, convinced, and insecure with your money. You've been guilt tripped, whether by your own self or you've been guilt tripped by others, into overly spending on others in efforts to help them feel included, accepted, seen, heard, and acknowledged. Because you felt left out as a child, you don't want others to feel left out either. So even if you don't have the budget for it, you buy things for others anyway, but you do it on credit because it made you feel better about doing something for someone else that could make them smile. Shall we say guilty pleasure? But in the end, that guilt led you into allowing other people's wants, other people's desires, other people's unspoken feelings to dictate your pockets. You are not the scapegoat or the clutch for everybody. So stop acting like you always have to be that way. Adult so-so, it's time to release those childhood disappointments once and for all. It's time to spend from your heart and stop spending out of formality and stop spending out of the state of people pleasing. No one thing that you will ever buy for someone or even for yourself will ever keep them in your life. Please understand that there are other ways to allow people in your life to feel included, to feel accepted, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel acknowledged. It does not always have to be in the form of a gift, and it does not always have to be in the form of money. Young Sophie, your adult Sophia, aka So-So, commits to you that she will not use money or credit for that matter, and giving gifts as the core expression of love for the ones she loves or cares for. Your adult Sophia will no longer use those avenues as an escape to combat guilt or as a method to compensate for not making yourself available for others. Ooh. Your adult Sophia commits to rebuilding your self-confidence back with full steam. Your confidence and belief in yourself should never be in the hands of how someone else responds to what you've done for them or what you have given them. Your adult Sophia is choosing to release the self-doubt that was created in young Sophie as a result of not getting that black baby alive that you so desperately felt young Sophie needed in order to quote unquote fit in and resolve your curious mind. Young Sophie, what I now commit to doing differently is raising the bar for you, so you can never second guess yourself again for no more than a second, and then boldly own the power of your decisions, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. Why? Because your legacy depends on it. Love, your adult Sophia. So-so. My name is So-so, in case you didn't know so. I usually ride solo. That was my letter to my adult self. And I have to share with you all what came up as I went through this exercise was that me doing my growth work this time around from day 4 and day 5, it allowed me to recognize where my self-doubt actually stemmed from. Because let's make this connection real quick before we hone in on the lesson. When I was younger and I wanted that baby alive so bad, when I was younger and I was told that you had to be nice in order to get the gifts from Santa, you had to be a good girl. I was a good girl. I was honoring my mom. I was being respectful to my grandma. I did everything that I needed to do. I was obedient. I've always been an obedient child, but I was obedient. And I thought that if I could just get this one wish, if I could just get this one thing. And when it did not get met at that capacity, I had to what? Whoop, lower my expectations. I had to whoop, lower my bar. And what I didn't realize until today is that in that moment that I lowered my bar, I set the standard, I set the precedence to continue to lower my bar throughout my whole life. Ooh. Why? Because if I didn't feel confident in the thing, I wasn't even going to put my name in the hat. If I didn't feel like I was capable of addressing the thing, I wasn't even going to put myself out there. Because I didn't want my expectations to be yet failed again, to be yet unmet again. And what did that trickle into? What did that turn into? What did that cause me to do, be, experience, operate? Yes, I felt less than. Yes, I felt unseen. Yes, I felt like I would never get what I deserve. Yes, I felt unworthy. And in those times of feeling unworthy, I felt like someone not giving me what I wanted or me not getting what I wanted. I didn't want to have that feeling again. So to avoid that from happening, I made sure that whatever bar I set, I knew I could reach. And also, even as I got older and I decided to stretch myself and I think of the goals that I want to be able to reach, there's always a doubt that'll come surfacing to say, you really can't do that. This really not going to happen. I don't think I can do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. That's not going to work. So what did I have to learn from me? I had to learn that even despite the fact that my mom loved me so much, despite the fact that my mom was extremely protective over me, even given her mental illness. My mom has been mentally ill my entire life, but she still cares for me like no other. Even in what she's going through now, when she has the ability, she calls me every day and she's asking me, did you eat? Did you have your lunch? Did you have your breakfast? So my mom loved me. And I know she did. But because I didn't get that one thing, it lowered my expectations and it lowered how I feel about myself in terms of worth. So what did I end up doing? Having this dysfunctional emotional relationship with money, buying all of these Christmas gifts on credit for people who don't even talk to me no more, making sure that I'm trying to do all of this stuff so that people won't feel the neglect, so people won't feel the discomfort, so people won't feel the disappointment of not having. I turned that into it's my job. I turned that into now it's my obligation to not allow anybody else to feel like that again. But when I started my debt freedom journey, you guys, that thing changed because I said, no Christmas. I ain't buying nobody nothing. Don't invite me to no birthdays. Don't invite me to no Christmas parties. Don't invite me nowhere. Because Sister Girl's wallet is on shutdown. But I have to be transparent and I have to be honest with you guys because I actually took the easy way out. Now, what do I mean by this? So because I hit the switch, you just hit the switch, fence switch. I just hit the switch to go from spending uncontrollably to not spending anything. But even when we got closer to those holidays, I didn't even want to show up for the holidays. I didn't even want to show up for the special occasions. I didn't even want to come into the presence of where there is an expectation that you bring something, that you come in empty-handed, what it's going to look like for you. So by me not showing up, I took the easy way out to not even deal with the fact of facing showing up at an event for a special occasion empty-handed. Because I had been ingrained in me to never show up empty-handed. And as I began Christmas after Christmas, holiday after holiday, not showing up because I didn't want to show up empty-handed, I have to think about all of the things that I missed out on in terms of those memories. Because I didn't have the confidence enough to show up as my presence being the gift to create the memories for whatever that holiday or that whatever that special occasion was. And the one time that I did actually end up coming to over for the holidays, because by this time, family and friends, they already knew Sophie ain't buying nothing. Sophie ain't buying nothing. They already knew. But there was a particular instance where they was like, you don't have to, we just want to see you. Just come, just come. So I said, okay. This particular day, I said, okay, I'm going to come. I came in there with nothing but my pocketbook. I came in there with nothing but my pocketbook. And let me tell you what happened in that moment. Do y'all know that one of the kids came up to me and said, "You didn't give me anything?" Oh my gosh, the hurt in my heart hearing that from a little baby, because they had an expectation based on the precedents that I had set year over year for showing up and showing out, giving all of these gifts. And even after that 3-year time span where I didn't come to any of the holidays, the day that they did see me, they were like, "Hold up, what you get for me?" And it hurt my heart so bad. But what this letter to yourself, what this letter to your adult you is going to help you recall is to not only bring you that strength, but also allow you to address and acknowledge any guilt that you may have felt. And this is actually now going to turn into our lesson for day 6. And how can we turn the guilt that we may have possessed? How can we turn the things that we may have experienced into a form of gratitude? Because that's what I want you to do with today. Based on the letter that you wrote to your younger self, based on the letter that you now wrote to your adult self, you're going to take all of those things and you're going to turn that healing moment into gratitude. So here's what I want you to see for your growth work for today. Your growth work is going to be this. And this may be a stretch, but I just want you to see how far you can go. But I want you to take a moment to make a list of 101 things you are grateful for, whether it be tangible or whether it be intangible. Because we can be grateful for not just physical things. We could be grateful for life. We could be grateful for the ability to see. We could be grateful for the ability to have functions in all of our 5 senses. Come on. So it doesn't always have to be a tangible monetary thing. So let's take the hurt that we surfaced. Let's take the acknowledgement that we've done. Let's take the commitment that we've set for ourselves to combine those things in a way where it can turn into a healing formula that we will now convert into gratitude. That we can convert into gratitude, because gratitude changes everything, in case you didn't know. So I want you to get as far as you can in terms of writing your list of 101 things that you are grateful for, whether tangible or intangible. And then I want you to identify the top 10 things that you are grateful for, and you are going to include those as a post or as a comment under day 6 video. And of course, you're also going to include it inside of your growth work responses. But the most important piece, after you've listed as many things as you can for your one-on-one things that you're grateful for, also the top 10 things that you are grateful for, you're also, or even from that list, the top 10 things from that list that you're grateful for, you're going to reflect on your list throughout the night. You're going to reflect on your list throughout the night. You're going to reflect on your list tomorrow. And even if you don't begin to start your list tonight, you could start it tomorrow, but I would encourage you to start it tonight, because you literally don't need anything to stop you or hold you back from starting your gratitude list. So this is going to be easy. Just get your journal and start writing. 1 to 101 and see how far you get. 1 to 101 and see how far you get. And you're going to reflect on your list tonight, tomorrow, and even throughout this week. And we have so much to be grateful for. And even if you think of stretching your gratitude, maybe even down to your younger times, stretching your gratitude down to maybe what you're grateful for today or what you wish you might have been grateful for in your past, understanding that you still have an opportunity to be grateful, even if you felt like you were ungrateful at one point in your life. Come on, I'm preaching today and I ain't trying to, but I am. So allow this night to help you heal 360. Allow this night to help you heal 101 ways. Why? Because when you list your gratitude, when you list all of the things that you're grateful for, every single one of those things should be a representation of how you're getting one step closer to your healing. Because everything that you're grateful for allows you to heal. Focus on what you do have and not what you don't have. Focus on what you have currently instead of what you did not have in your past. Have the confidence to love on you for you. Have the confidence to forgive you today. Have the confidence to believe that this process is going to give you exactly what you need. Have the confidence to trust yourself enough that you're going to make it to 101 things that you're grateful for, and that you're going to reflect on it every single day of the week and hopefully beyond. So day 6 of your growth work is ready for you to take action. You can start right now if you're thinking of some. What I wanted to share as well, and I wanted to share this because when I was doing my growth work assignment, and I know I had already shared what my letter to my adult self is, but I wanted to share this piece because if you have the growth work assignment from day 5, then you know that one of the things that I asked you was how this exercise helped you heal. And even for me, thinking of it, because this is going to work in tandem, as I said before, each of our growth work assignments, they are designed to build on each other. So you really want to do the prior work's growth work before you really get into today's growth work if you haven't done so. But when I was thinking about how my growth work assignments from the prior days has positioned me to heal, and it exposed the fact of where the source of my lack of confidence or where the source of my self-doubt stemmed from, I didn't even realize that it was because I didn't get this baby alive that I wanted so badly. I didn't even realize that it was that caused me to lower my bar. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but I remember yesterday when I read I showed the video of my letter from last year. In that video, I said, because I wrote it in the letter, I don't even know what you were looking for or what you were trying to get as a kid by not getting those things. But in your adulthood, you was looking for X, Y, and Z. By going through this process this year, I was able to now reach back to figure out what the younger so-so wanted, what the younger so-so was seeking, that trying to fit in, that trying to want to be the part, that trying of not wanting to be left out. And now I see that has a direct impact on my confidence. You guys have no idea how many times I doubt myself. How many times I tell myself, oh, I don't think I can do it. Oh, I don't think this is going to happen. This ain't going to work. Not even realizing as a grown woman that a 6-year-old experience, that a 7-year-old experience had multiplied and manifested into this type of thinking. So before I read the statement that I want to read to you all, when you are doing your growth work, I am begging you, and I don't even want to beg, I am begging you to take this work seriously, because you have no idea the amount of connections that you're going to make as it relates to how you behave today, and not just in your money, in other areas of your life too. You have no idea what's going to be exposed. And the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is expose those limiting behaviors, to expose those things that are not allowing you to elevate, exposing those things that are ultimately holding you all the way back. Because once you expose it, then you can do something about it. So whatever is coming up for you in this moment, whatever is coming up for you as you're reading your growth work, whatever is coming up for you as you're writing your letters, whatever is coming up for you as you're writing out your gratitude list, I need you to know that because it's coming out, you have now been charged to do something about it. Because let me tell you something about what I know about the Lord. He ain't going to bring nothing to you that you can't face. He ain't going to bring nothing to you that you can't overcome. He ain't going to bring nothing to you that you cannot master. So don't suppress it. You know what you need to address. You know what you need to get over. You know what you need to face. So don't allow you to keep you from your greatness. Don't allow you to keep you from your next level. Don't allow you to keep you from all of what God has ordained for you to get and receive. So if I can share this with you, this is one of my growth work assignments. It's not the letter, but I do want to share this because I think it's powerful, and it actually allowed me to form a new affirmation. And so this is my personal, you'll hear it, but this is my personal affirmation. This exercise was extremely helpful in helping me heal because it allowed me to recognize where my self-doubt originally came from. By me lowering my expectations as a young child at 6 and 7 years old, it actually turned into me lowering my own confidence throughout my entire life. Even now, as a grown adult woman. Now that I was able to discover this awareness, I now know what needs to be addressed. Can I get an amen? Just can I get an amen in the comments? My confidence today, and I'm going to say it one more time, my confidence today should never be attached to what I didn't get yesterday, to what I didn't get at 6 years old, to what I didn't get at 7 years old, to what I didn't get to experience at 10 years old. It should never be. This needs to be a quotable moment and a daily affirmation for me. My confidence today is not defined by what I didn't get or what I didn't achieve yesterday. Sophia Melone. That's my quote. That thing came up for me during this growth work assignment, and I said, wow, who would have thought? Your growth work for day 6 is going to set you up for your ultimate healing success. The only thing that I ask you to do is stretch yourself as much as you can to see how close you can get to 101. Start now and allow you to get one step closer to your healing. Like for real, for real. How do y'all feel? Let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment. Can we just breathe for a minute? I said, can we just breathe for a minute? So if you're with me, can you please say, I'm with you? Can you please type, I'm breathing again? Can you please type, I'm on my way to feeling free? Can you please type, I'm already feeling free? Can you please type that I am feeling enlightened? Can you please type that I am grateful? Can you please type that I am amazing no matter what I experience at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old? Why? Because that experience does not define who I am today. And if I could leave you with one more source of encouragement, let me let you know this. It's time for you to release. Whatever you are holding on to, whatever you are holding on to, I need you to let it go. If you're willing to let it go, type in the comments, I am willing to let it go. Because the more you hold on to it, the more you struggle, the more you press to hold on to that thing. Do you not realize that that's that anchor that's keeping you right where you at? Let me rephrase my ebonics. That's keeping you right where you are. Whatever you holding on to is keeping you stuck. Whatever you are holding on to is allowing your boat not to sail. And if you want to sail, I'm going to need you to cut the anchor. And the best way you can start cutting your anchor is by writing out your gratitude list. 101 things that you're grateful for. So my prayer to you before we close out is that not only you hearing what I'm saying, but you hearing what your heart is saying. Because at the end of the day, this experience is about you. This experience is about you getting what you need. This experience is about you hearing your heart so that you can operate in a manner that will allow you to have a healthier relationship with money as opposed to a dysfunctional one. Because how you spend on yourself, how you spend on others, how you doubt yourself, how you overcompensate, how you run through this whole agenda of needing to run back and forth to be able to be there for somebody, or flying here and flying there and putting things on credit and doing this and doing that, overextending yourself. For the sake of what purpose? Probably because you haven't come to grips with fully healing yourself so that you could love yourself in the best way, and then you can love others from your overflow. Acacia, I'm willing to let it go, Acacia. I'm willing to let it go, Acacia. I said I'm willing to let it go. You better act like you know, and they better act like they know too. Come on, Acacia. Hey, Acacia. I go, Acacia. Hey, Acacia. Come on, let's go, Acacia. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, Acacia. I go, Acacia. Let's go. I had to sing that for you. Queen Lisa H, I can breathe again. Yes, you can, Queen Lisa H. You can breathe again. Acknowledgement to the DDTV fam channel members, as well as our Patreon pledgees. Thank you for your support of the DDTV channel. And then also thank you to our none other than extraordinary DDTV moderators in the building, Acacia and Q Scott, holding it down, as always, keeping you guys informed. So can we please acknowledge and thank our DDTV moderators for being inside of the room. Sherry, I just saw Sherry popped up. She said, good night, Sherry. I just want to say something to you real quick. I'm proud of all of you guys, but I just feel like as I'm reading through you all's growth work, it's amazing to see the new things that you all are uncovering, especially if y'all did it last year. That's what just lights my whole soul up. But I want to acknowledge you, Sherry. I see the work that you're doing. I see how you're pushing yourself. I see how you're stretching yourself. And I want to encourage you to continue to keep pressing through this work. Keep doing it. And Sherry was one of the winners from the Vet Your Spending Challenge last year. And she's still doing the work because one of the things that she got as a giveaway prize, she's still doing the work. She's still doing the work. Let everybody know what week you on, Sherry. Just let everybody know what week you on so that they know. So that they know. You know what I'm talking about? So that they know. Kelly Sabrina says, I need to stop overextending myself. And I want to thank you for saying that. Because sometimes when we get to that space of overextending ourselves, we don't realize that we're putting ourselves at the bottom of the list. That thing just hit me. That thing just hit me. Oftentimes, when we overextend ourselves, we are putting ourselves lower and lower and lower on the list. But I need you to know that you deserve more. I need you to know that you are worthy of more. I need you to know that it's possible and it should be a priority for you to put yourself first. Ooh. I'm just going to say it like that and I'm going to end it like that. You guys, I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. Hey, 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 let's go.